Hey guys, it's Jodie. I'm going to talk about absolutely very little or nothing to do with cross stitch today. I am trying to figure out the meaning of life, so I don't know where to begin really. I feel lost. I am 32 in a few weeks, and I have been reflecting on where I was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, right down to being a youngin'. And so I thought I'd look at all my old photos, back down memory lane, and I didn't really feel happy after it. I felt like the bottom of my guts fell out. Does that make sense? Like, when you're, when you're in an elevator and it suddenly drops and you're like, it's sort of like that. I feel like I've aged. Everyone's like, oh no, Jodie, you look very young. And I'm like, okay, I'll take that. I don't think I look in my 30s either. I think I still look like I'm in my 20s. I'm a bit fat, which is why I have the gel. So sexy. Yeah, so I don't feel like I'm that old. But I look at it now and I'm like, holy shit, let's go back to high school. Much younger, flawless skin, like I looked perfect. Partied all the time. All the cares in my world were about, who's dating who, what are we doing on the weekend. I worked a lot too as a teenager, even in school, every weekend. So, I still worked hard, but I played hard. And then you fast forward to uni years. Woo! I was permanently drunk during those years. They were good years. Still looked pretty healthy, still pretty slender, still having a great time. Dated a lot. I'll just say that much. I dated a lot. I had a job. Everything was great. Graduated. Started off in genetics. I had a fairly long-term boyfriend at that stage. Bought my first house with him. Got a dog together. All those sorts of things. Ended up in metallurgy, and that's where things went wrong in that relationship. Without going in too much to it, I was the one that broke it off. Took a gap, and then shit really hit the fan after that. So I didn't really take a break from dating either. It didn't take me long to jump back on that bandwagon, and he's the guy I ended up marrying, and I'm with him now still. We've got 2 kids together. And now I feel like after 6 years in the Pilbara, I really aged. I got really, really old. It just took it out of me. I was miserable there. I'd never been more unhappy. And now I'm sitting here a year back into coming to the city, and I feel like I'm centered again, and I know who I am. I've got rid of my depression. I don't have a lot of anxiety anymore. I'm really good with that. But I feel like I've lost touch. All my friends are growing up too. We're all busy. We all have adult responsibilities of mortgages or just debt. We're a lot of us are drowning in debt. A lot of us are like, oh yay, another bill rise. So now I definitely can't go out on the weekend. So it's a whole different dynamic. And I live for my children. But I'm sort of sitting here going, what do I do with my life now? I don't look my age, but I do look older. I mean, the lighting's really kind to me, but, I've got these, I don't know, because I don't frown, so it's my surprised face. It is quite literally my, huh? So I do the fuck all the time. I have a lot of those moments. Anyone with kids will attest to that one. Or a husband. They inspire that too. So I tend to sleep more than I did as a teenager. But I'm just trying to figure out, I feel like I've really stagnated and my business has thrived. I'm doing really well with that. But who am I? I haven't travelled very much and I'd really like to take that leap. And my husband was like, well, I can get a job overseas. And I'm like, can you? And then I'm like, I've got dogs though. And they're only about halfway through their life. And I know it costs about $10,000 a dog to take them with you. So these dogs will become, five-figure pets, straight up. So I'm like, no, they can't come. And then can I really live with the guilt of rehoming them? Because they're like my babies. And my girl's disabled. She has hip problems just like me. And you know what? That aspect of my life has changed too, as far as fitness goes. I swim, I walk, I can run, but it hurts because I was born with hip dysplasia and didn't know it. I was fine until I had children, and that's where everything got shoved out of place. I firmly believe if I did all my pregnancies in Perth and had proper care, that they would have detected that, because my pelvis also tilts funny. So that's why both my kids got stuck during childbirth. But, you know, so that impacts me too. But yes, I can run. I hurt for a few days. So anyway, I've got that. So what do we do? You know, do we take the leap? Like, the most exciting thing I've actually done recently is, and I haven't told a lot of people, is I applied for an apprenticeship. I am a scientist. So I understand how animals work, I understand how plants work, I am a scientist through and through. I question everything, ask people, it drives me nuts. I'm a walking Google too, because anything I'm interested in, I have to learn everything about. I love the internet. Thank you, Google. You have changed my life. So I'm that too. So I've done this apprenticeship, and I've gone for a light vehicle electrician, and a general electrician as well, and then just a straight up like mechanic for light vehicles. All in the mining industry, of course, because I really want to do it as a FIFO role. So that's what I've gone for, and I had to answer all these really weird questions, and my brain hasn't had a good workout in a very long time. Like, for ages. I mean, the last time I studied anything was 2015 to do my drug and alcohol qualification, so that I could, you know, competently and legally do the DNAs on all the mining boys up where we were. Contrary to popular belief, you don't see that much sausage. So, if anyone's wondering, it's a lot more dignified than you think. And more girls than boys have problems with that. Anyway, so I did that. That was the last time I studied anything. I'll be honest, it wasn't particularly hard. The last sort of thing that really gave my brain a good exercise was when I did my property management course. And that gave me a decent workout. I was largely self-taught in that until I did my qual, and I learned so much from that. That was cool. So I'm wondering whether I can even rewire my brain. So I do all these really weird questions, and I can't even describe them, and I don't know if I'm allowed to. I'm pretty sure I signed a non-disclosure there. So I had to do all these weird questions, and I was like, nope, I'm out, that's it. No way would I have passed this. So I was really skeptical, and then I think it was about 3 weeks later, I got an email. Congratulations! You're not as silly as you think you are, so can you please come, and I don't know if that's got burpee, no. So can you please do stage 2? And I was like, ooh, holy shit, like, really? Really? Like me? I passed? Okay. So it was all, I did 2 other sets of tests, and obviously, you know, they have to make sure that I'm mechanically minded. I'm curious about vehicles. I want to know how they work. I kind of understand it from all the bits and pieces I picked up from my husband. So they tested my mechanical aptitude and a few other things, and I'm pretty sure I failed dismally at least half of it. But I think actually I'm more mechanically minded than I first thought. I think if I was given enough time, I could work out pretty much all those questions, but I was on a time limit, so I'm like, mind blown! Yeah, so I've done that, and that's got to have been at least 2 weeks ago too, so I'm waiting now, and I'm getting really anxious to see if I get to the next stage too, because, you know, I mean, like, I'm mature age, I'm a woman, and whilst I'm all for women to be in these roles, having spoken to some that did the HD fitting, they struggled from a physical aspect because they have to lift a lot of weight. And I mean, I'm 5'0", I'm tiny, and I'm like, how can I even lift that weight? I struggle to lift my 25 kilo kids these days because it's not part and parcel of my life. So I'm like, woo! That's why I did light vehicle, because it's not as heavy as the HD, obviously. So And I can transfer that as well to, I guess, the city and outside the mining world. I'm a bit worried that HD will sort of slot me into mines for the rest of my life. So I've gone for that. So it's pretty exciting. And I'm like, woo! And there's two places I can be sent. It's either where I came from, and I really, 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 really don't want to do that, or Port Hedland. And I've been to Port Hedland a few times, I don't mind. So it's exciting and scary all at the same time. And so if anyone's worried, don't worry, cross-stitch will still exist. It will just be a longer wait for needle minders if this did happen. So I'm sort of like, yeah, I've got that going. That's about all I've got going for myself. I dyed my hair. That was pretty exciting for me. So I just spent today going, what am I doing with my life? What's the meaning of this life? You know, I'm in my 30s, so technically I'm kind of almost halfway, aren't I? If the average life expectancy is 72, yeah, I'm almost halfway. So what do I do with my life? All these people I know without kids are travelling and doing all these things. I have kids, so travelling can happen, but it's a bit harder and twice the price. So I'm just sort of, yeah, I thought I'd make a video about it because I'm like, surely lots of other people are out there who are like, what is the meaning of my life? Or where am I going in life? Like, does everybody ask those questions? You got to ask those questions, surely. It's not just me losing my mind going, am I having a midlife crisis? Crisis? I don't know. So, I always say, comment below, but nobody ever does. I know people watch the videos, but maybe someone will comment. A legitimate person, not spam. I get lots of those, like, love your video, but do come to my page and buy my shit. No, not a legitimate question. I got invited to an interview too, which was really cool. I'm actually surprised I got it because I was just like, Sydney, right. Hello? Oh, hello, is this Jodie? Yeah, who is this? Oh, it's blah blah from blah blah. You applied for blah blah. And I'm like, oh, I am so sorry. Woo! I was like, I have fucked this so bad. Like, straight off the bat, I'm a bitch because I'm like, this is going to be marketing. It's always marketing from Sydney. Oh, hello, would you like to buy? Oh, hello, would you like more insurance? No, I don't want to buy your shit. I don't want more insurance. I just want to be left alone. My block function on my phone is one of my most popular functions. Not a good way to be. So yeah, I thought I'd fucked it up royally, and no, I have an interview. Woo! I'm not too excited. I have a lot of interviews, and then I just find out that I'm not the best fit because either A, I'm not as flexible in my hours as others, or B, they want a current reference. And since I haven't had a job since 2015 and I can't reference myself, I'm in a bit of a pickle. Yep. Doing my volunteer work, which is cool. Haven't been there long enough, though, to ask for a reference. And I'm really hoping that any job I do get will still enable me to do my volunteer work. So, yeah. Aside from that, just still perpetually tired because I gift all my energy to the kids. Otherwise, like, you know, I'm still cross-stitching. Well, actually, I'm not still cross-stitching, but I have been designing and thinking about cross-stitch. I'm still knitting. I got in these cool, like, little bubbles. So they reckon you put a fish in it. I think that's mean. Would you want to live in a jail cell? I sure as hell wouldn't. I'd never dream of putting a fish in here. Maybe a shrimp. I am a king prawn. But yeah, I've been putting plants in them, and they've got this cool little hanger on the back, and you hang them, and they look pretty rad. I've been doing orchids, and I'm trialling a strawberry, so I have 4 more of these bad boys ready to go if my strawberry works out. So I'm kind of really hoping it does. It would be cool to have, like, wall-hanging strawberries. And then the evil bugs won't eat my strawberries because they're inside. So, haha! 1 to me, 0 to the bugs. So, yeah, that's really all that's going on in my life. So, yeah, I'm 15 minutes almost, so I'm going to sign off and I'll talk to you all later. So bye!